When did the rapping thing come together?
Sheesh. I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of got that little dream, but I started actually like acting on the shit probably like my 8th grade year. Yeah, that's when I started like really acting on the shit. Like I'm talking like making little videos, getting studio time. You know what I'm saying? Little shit.
Oh, so
like
you're
that.
actually getting studio.
What I was doing was I was saving a little money at the time, and I took it like once I think to the studio. After that, I started saving to get my own equipment and shit.
Right.
So yeah, I started getting a piece at a time. You know what I'm saying? Hooking the mic up to the computer, just doing stuff like that.
So were you Blake back then, or
Yeah,
that's your middle name, right?
I always been Blake. Yeah, that's crazy
Okay.
how you knew that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want to. You weren't MC Blake or.
Nah, I don't
Blake
know.
100
I didn't
or-
know what the fuck. I didn't know what the fuck to come up with. So I was like, shit, I'm gonna just keep it original. Shit, Blake, make that shit cool.
I feel you, man. I remember when I was coming up with my DJ name, I had all types of silly weird names and fucking. My real name's Vlad, so I'm DJ Vlad. Fuck it,
shit.
It's just the easiest way. People already know me as that.
Vlad.
It's a little different, and you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, 'cause I've never heard of a rapper named Blake before. So.
Nah, yeah. I don't know. I wish I would have chose something different. But shit, nah, I'm good.
Well, you got to understand that a lot of these names that are household names now, when they first came around, people really like I remember Kanye. The first time I started hearing Kanye, I thought it was Kane. You know what I mean? Because that's a strange name.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ray Shremmerd.
That was a funny ass name.
It's eardrummers spelled backwards.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first interviewed them, when they were first getting out, they explained to me that their production crew that they fucked with was eardrummers.
Ray Shremmerd is eardrummers backwards, man. That's our home team. That's the count.
Okay. Now, why is it eardrums backwards?
Well, we were in Tupelo. We were going by a different name. You know what I'm saying? We were working, just doing shows everywhere. We were going by another band name, though. But we ended up getting noticed by Mike Will's camp, which is the eardrummers.
Okay.
And so we came together, like, how can we come together and make something together, like a unified name? So we came up with Ray Shremmerd.
And motherfuckers can't pronounce it 'cause it's not a real word.
Whatever, but like at the same time, like it's some weird shit, but it's cool at the same time because like when a motherfucker see that name and then they see it again, they like I seen that before.
It's cool because of all the hits they have.
Exactly, they made it cool.
If they were a SoundCloud rapper,
it'd be like, what the fuck?
then no one ever heard about. People would be like, man, I'm not pronouncing that shit. I mean, look at XXXTentacion.
That was another weird one. I was like, yeah.
He basically got porn in his name. Like, you know what I mean?
It's live though, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It goes on and on. It's like all these names is really what the person puts behind their name.
That's all that
makes
really
that
matters.
name. That's all it is. You could have, you know, I was saying how like there's gonna be a rapper in the future named Kaka. You know, that everyone's gonna think is the hottest dude ever.
It's just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on who it is, who that person is.
Who that person is. If you got a bunch of hits, then motherfuckers gonna be blasting Kaka. You know?
For sure.
Okay, so you started recording in the 8th grade, and you started to kind of keep doing it. Mm-hmm. Was anything starting to happen in high school or not really?
Nah, in high school, like, to keep it a stack with you, like, shit, motherfuckers thought like, man, that shit lame, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they thought the shit was funny. It was some other little rap niggas that was in the school too. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? They was on it well more than what I was, cause like back then I was on some like deep Tory Lanez Drake type shit. You know what I'm saying? So. And they was on some like, you know, modern day Smoke Perp type shit. So, you know, the kids was more in tune with that. And the motherfuckers didn't even see me to be no rapper. No, it was like, this nigga here, he just lame, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. But it all just, basically what I'm saying is like, shit, through high school, it was like, I don't know, just my learning curve.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was my learning curve. That's the way I could put it. Just my learning curve all the way up until about my senior year.
Okay, because you're in San Antonio, which is not a hub
at all. That was like the hardest thing about everything.
Because, you know, when you think of Texas, the first thing you think of is Houston.
Exactly.
And they have a very rich background. Because, you know, really...
Dallas, too.
Dallas. But really, you know, if you really take it back, you know, the Ghetto Boys is Houston. Mm-hmm. Like the Ghetto Boys were the first, I feel the first important Southern hip-hop entity. Before the Ghetto Boys, there's really... I'm not saying they were the first rappers out there.
Yeah, okay, okay.
But I mean, like, the Ghetto Boys came out on a major label and, like, really did their thing.
Yeah,
you know, and then after that, like, you know, you really saw a lot of people coming out of Houston and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, and then Dallas to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. But, you know.
Nah, Dallas is live. Like it's Dallas and then Houston. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like Texas,
right.
really. You know what I'm saying?
San Antonio, no.
I mean, I'm not gonna just shit on the city. Like, San Antonio go hard, but you talking about everybody looking from the outside in.
Who are? What I'm saying is, who are the big artists that have come out of San Antonio?
Nobody.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm not downgrading.
Yeah,
the
you know
city
what?
in
And
the
like
least.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know, Jay, if somebody feel like, you know, but I don't know of anybody.
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
anybody.
a lot of it is, you know, when you're coming up, I think it's important to have role models. When you see people around you that are popping, it makes you want to go harder. If you don't see anyone around you popping.
That's been like the whole thing. I got to give myself a pat on the back about with my career. Like, basically, you know, I'm the only one setting the limits to this shit. So it's kind of, you know, it's easier for a motherfucker that got a bunch of people around them, like out of Atlanta, to just keep, you know, competing with everybody. They homeboys rap, you know what I'm saying? I got to give myself a pat on the back for staying with that shit, you know what I'm saying, and just staying on it.